What does it take to be a leading man? I'll tell you, in my opinion, the very first thing is you have to have a sense of humor about yourself, which is what Cary Grant had in abundance. I had a very funny moment with Cary. We were talking outside a hotel in Los Angeles when a woman came out. She suddenly saw me and said, "Michael Caine, I have been in Hollywood for 2 weeks. I'm just leaving and you're the first film star I have seen. You're the only one." And then she turned to Cary Grant and said, "You never see film stars in Hollywood, do you?" And Cary said, "No, you don't." And he laughed.
Good night.
The first impression I had when I met him, I was knocked out. You know he's out there somewhere, but not where you're going to be. I was making a picture in Bristol in England, where he comes from. This is very early in my career. I was walking down a hotel corridor and Cary was coming towards me. I actually said to him, "You're Cary Grant." And he said, "I know." When I told everybody that I had met Cary Grant, no one believed me. His image precedes him.
Do you know what's wrong with you?
No, what?
Nothing.
In his films, he's always trying to seduce the woman as though he were an ordinary man. Nobody special.
I know, I look vaguely familiar.
Yes.
Funny how I have that effect on people. There's something about my face.
It's a nice face.
He looked as though he was a bit shy to make the first move. But when he did make his move, it was with ease. Even if it meant falling over something or doing clumsy things, just the way that you or I would do it. In other words, he was completely natural in his films. He had a common touch that showed us what an ordinary man can become. He reflected the people, and in him we saw a friend. There's a part of us that wants to be Cary Grant, to emulate his style, to convey a sense of charm with as much ease as he did. But there's an edge to his sophistication that none can duplicate. There's one scene that stands out to me in the Philadelphia Story. Done by Cary Grant in the context of the movie, it was very funny. Done by anybody else, and it would have been a brutal act against a woman. He was like a very beautiful girl who everybody thinks is dumb. We shouldn't get hung up on his looks. He never did. And his audience wanted him to be funny. They didn't want to see Cary Grant being serious. Of course, being funny is much more difficult, and unfortunately, you don't win Academy Awards for it. But don't let his image fool you. Cary was a serious actor.
Pretty fast work.
That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Skip it.
You could have stopped me with one word. No, you couldn't. You threw me at him.
Listen, you chalked up another boyfriend, that's all. No harm done.
I hate you.
There's no occasion to. You're doing good work.
Is that all you have to say to me?
Dry your eyes, baby. It's out of character.
He was so talented that he did what all great actors do. He made it look easy.
Well, I like what I do. I enjoy my work. There aren't many men in the world who love their work as much as I do.
I got to know him well when he had retired and I was working regularly in America. By that time, I had made a picture that he liked, Alfie. And even though he was a veteran of Hollywood and the movies, he never ever gave me any advice. He wasn't that kind of guy. By being Cary Grant, he made us all aware of what we could be. He gave every young man in the world a goal. He created millions of non-slobs, including me. It's great that we have television and DVDs and everything, because nowadays, nobody disappears forever or even at all. And maybe if Cary's movies were played a lot more back when we ran into that tourist in Los Angeles, she would have recognized that she was looking at one of the greatest film stars ever when she turned to Cary Grant. For Turner Classic Movies, I'm Michael Caine.